Welcome back to Andersen Acres. I thought it was time to talk about another rabbit breed today. And today we are going to talk about a rather funny breed because it's called a Belgian hare, but it's not a hare at all. It's a rabbit. It's just an example of us humans being really bad at naming things. Now, it's called the Belgian hare because it was selectively bred so that it would resemble the European hare. So they called it a Belgian hare. But it's not a hare, it's a rabbit. Rabbits and hares are two distinct, different types of animals. They are related, of course, but they are not the same. A hare is not a rabbit, and a rabbit is not a hare. A Belgian hare is a rabbit. Very odd, but that's the way it is. So these guys are a fancy breed, meaning they're mostly for exhibition. They're not for meat, fur, or fiber. That's not to say you can't use them as a meat rabbit, but they're really slender, elegant, lean, lithe, only about 6 to 9 pounds. They're a really powerful breed, so they have a lot of strength, pound for pound, but they're not kind of designed as a meat rabbit, so they don't have a lot of meat on them. I mean, technically you can eat anything, but these guys weren't bred for that. Initially, they were being raised when they first came about in Belgium. They were being raised as a meat rabbit, but over time, breeders kind of refined the look and bred them to look more like the European hare. So as they did that, they became less useful as a meat rabbit, and today are mostly pets and for shows. They have upright ears, very long ears, and they have that flyback fur. What flyback fur is if you run your hand the wrong way on their fur, so if you run it from their butt to their shoulders, that hair kind of snaps back in place instead of gently rolls back, like something like for example, Holland Lop has a rollback fur, but the Belgian hares have that flyback, so it snaps back into position really fast. These guys, like I said, originated in Belgium. They were exported fairly quickly, and breeders made no bones about wanting these guys to be a little more spirited, a little more lithe, a little more lean. So they started refining the breed very early on. That's why you can go back 100 years and look at pictures of Belgian hares and compare them to today's Belgian hares, and that refinement had already happened because they got on it right away. They were very popular in the 1800s and the early 1900s. Very popular. They were everywhere. But their popularity declined post-World War II. That happened with a lot of breeds. They did make a slight recovery in the 80s and 90s thanks to some very devoted breeders. But today they are still considered threatened. I mean, they're not critically endangered or anything like that, but there should be more of them than there are. So if you do like the Belgian hare and you are hoping to get a few for yourself, try to get a breeding pair. A good quality breeding pair, good health, good conformation, and see what you can make of that, because they are threatened and we do need some devoted breeders who are willing to save the breed so that it doesn't decline further, because everybody loves the Belgian hare. Look at the pictures. Aren't they cute? They're adorable. They're a beautiful rabbit, nice and lean. I really love the look. I don't currently have any myself, but I do love the look, and I really hope that more devoted breeders decide that this breed is worth keeping around, because they are. They are known for their resemblance to the hare. They are long, they have a fine body, they are straight, they are strong. For coloring, traditionally the rufous coloring, or that rich red chestnut with the black ticking, that was the traditional color and the only accepted color for a long time. You can also find them in tan. Now, tan has a lot of varieties. A tan Belgian hare could be black, blue, chocolate, lilac, because that's the coloring on their body, but they'll always have that tan underbelly. So that tan underbelly is classified as a tan. There are also solid black rabbits. Now, it's important that you double check with the association you'll be showing in if you are interested in showing, because not all associations accept all colors. Arbor, for example, as of this filming right now, does not accept the solid black Belgian hare for shows and competition. So if you are intending to show them, just make sure you're getting a color that is showable in your association, because you don't want to invest the time and money into a show rabbit only to realize your association doesn't accept that color. So always double check. They do need solid floors. So these are a little bit different because of the way they were bred and basically the structure of their body. They do have slightly different needs than some other rabbits. So they do require solid floors because while wire floors do tend to cause sore hocks on these guys, these are the type of guys that they absolutely should not be kept on wire floors. So if you are strictly wire floor, you're going to want to skip this breed and move on to something that can tolerate wire floors. These guys can't tolerate wire floors long term, and be in good health anyway. They also require more space. Okay, it's really important to realize that these guys are a real fast rabbit. They need to be able to move, they need to be able to stretch, they need to be able to run. They were bred for that. So in order to give these guys their best lives, you do want to give them more space than you might give a smaller rabbit. They can make fine house rabbits, so you could have a house bunny that is free roam in your house. They can be litter trained, they're quite trainable. But you could also, use large dog kennels or something outside to give them a nice big run. They do need to be able to move. Okay, these guys can't tolerate confinement very well. They are smart, energetic, highly trainable, and really friendly, so they are a pleasure to have around. You should be aware that they eat a lot. Okay, these guys eat a ton of food, and it's not because they're a huge rabbit. Again, they're between 6 and 9 pounds typically. It's because they have a really high metabolism. That's just the way they were bred. Okay, they were bred to have a certain look, and with that certain look comes a high metabolism. And because they have a high metabolism, they are going to eat more than, for example, a Rex of the same size. So expect that you're going to go through more food with these guys than you might with something of a similar size. They eat more akin to what a Flemish is going to eat, even though they're significantly smaller than a Flemish. So just be prepared for the excess consumption, because they do eat a lot. It's kind of funny to me, but they do eat a lot. Anyway, these guys are definitely worth checking out if you like the look of a hare, but you don't want an actual hare because hares don't make very good pets. So give these guys a once-over, see if they might be of interest to you. That's about it for us here today at Andersen Acres. We'll see you tomorrow.